Waste. What to do with it has been an environmental problem since the industry age began. But for more than 35 years, Heritage Environmental Services of Indianapolis, Indiana, has been providing safe and compliant waste services while developing true, sustainable solutions for companies with waste problems.
Hi, I'm Bill McDaniel, CEO of Heritage Environmental Services, and our story begins here at our Indianapolis campus, where a culture of innovation mixed with a desire to build long-term relationships with our customers and suppliers has resulted in many successful byproduct management solutions. Solutions that demonstrate prevention, reuse, and recycling. As a private company, Heritage has had a continuous infusion of patient capital, and this has allowed us to invest extensively in our research and development activities. And if our studies reveal that a material must be handled as a waste, we have the assets to do that better than anyone in the industry.
Hi, my name is Wendy Hamrick. I'm the Vice President for Heritage for the Midwest Operations. This is our Indianapolis treatment facility where we take in different types of industrial waste and treat them to render them non-hazardous and safe and secure for the environment.
When U.S. Steel called us, they had a 1,000,000-ton pile of steel slag, and we found an ideal application: highway paving. Steel slag outlasts aggregate in an asphalt mix, and a steel slag surface retains its friction properties, improving driver safety. Heritage also came up with a way to reclaim copper from etchants used to produce printed circuit boards for computers and other electronics. We return a fresh etch to the manufacturer while producing tri-basic copper chloride, a basic nutrient used in the feed of 35% of chickens, swine, and turkeys raised in the United States and in China.
We call the product TBCC, and that's short for tri-basic copper chloride. Our raw material, the copper we start with, used to be a waste from the electronics manufacturing industry. They have to create the circuit pattern by dissolving high purity copper in chemical solutions. Just a few years ago, those chemical solutions were a waste that the electronics industry had to pay a lot of money to dispose. We provide an important recycling service to fully 80% of the electronics makers all across North America. And in addition, we help the farmers to raise hundreds of millions of animals, chickens, turkeys, pigs, cattle. They can raise those more efficiently. Since they don't need as much grain, there's a considerable savings of resources and carbon footprint in producing the grain.
Heritage worked with Nucor Steel to find a reuse solution for their baghouse dust, a waste byproduct generated from the electric arc furnaces that use scrap steel to make new steel.
I think this is an industry that for a long time has been looking for an answer to a problem. This is a significant stream of materials that can be brought back into commerce if it's handled correctly. And I think this is the first project that I've seen that makes both it returns the iron to commerce, whereas most of the other facilities and the other operations have all focused on the zinc.
In the United States, electric arc furnace dust is the largest listed solid hazardous waste in the country. About 1 million tons is produced in the US. Heritage Environmental Services, through the cooperation with the research group, have produced a technology that's patented. It's a one-step process that takes the electric arc furnace dust and it produces reusable slag, pig iron, and crude zinc oxide.
Pig iron is poured from this specialty on-site furnace. Slag is skimmed from the top, and zinc oxide is captured from the exhaust vapors with no transport, no landfill, no EPA, and no waste. A sustainable solution with 100% reuse. Heritage has also worked hard with the automobile industry and the consumer products industry to help them solve their largest problems. Here are just a few of those success stories.
When Subaru set a goal of eliminating the landfilling of byproducts from their manufacturing facility, they wanted to accomplish that within 5 years. We helped them get that job done within 2 years. We focused on reuse and recycling. Many of the materials, like lug nuts and solvents, could be reused right on site. Others had to be shipped off-site, but over 90% of the materials that they were compacting and shipping to a landfill in the form of 23 loads per month, 55,000 tons per year, were recycled. The small amount that couldn't be recycled was sent to a waste-to-energy plant where the energy was recovered. So they were the first ones in the auto industry to not be sending anything to a landfill from their manufacturing operations. It's a fabulous success story.
A consumer products manufacturer was looking for a sustainable program for their off-spec products that would meet their strict security requirements and ensure off-spec brands do not reach the general population. Off-spec products that were previously shredded and sent to an incinerator or landfill are now safely depackaged, and the off-spec product and its packaging are recycled. Heritage owns and operates both recycling facilities at no cost to the customer, who, by the way, is now seeing a 30% reduction in monthly cost.
We're processing approximately 400 tons a month from a consumer commodity manufacturer in an effort to drive them to zero landfill. To date, since February, we've recycled 137 tons of material that was going to a landfill or an incinerator previously. How we do this is provide the consumer commodity manufacturer totes or returnable bins and truck the material over to our processing facility where we hand sort the material out by category so we can prepare it for salvage and recycling. What we're salvaging is plastic products, banding, strapping, pallets, drums, fiber drums. All this material previously was going to a landfill or going to an incinerator. And by doing all of this, we've reduced the carbon footprint for this consumer commodity manufacturer. Our goal was to take them landfill free in less than 5 years.
The success of Heritage Environmental Services in developing sustainable solutions can in part be attributed to our customers, like Subaru, Nucor Steel. These companies have had the courage to drop their conventional procurement methods and let us sit down at their table and see their problems as problems that could be solved with a sustainable solution. It's our collaborative efforts working with our customers that result in the development of sustainable solutions. No one wants to admit they can't handle their problem. People who manufacture things are good at manufacturing things. They usually don't pay a lot of attention to what happens to their byproducts, and they certainly don't have the expertise to figure out how to extend the life of the byproducts or make another product out of those. That's where Heritage and our research team come in to develop a sustainable solution.
This is where we worked on recovering soybean gum oil for biofuel uses.
This is where we turn off-spec shampoo and toothpaste into industrial emulsion agents.
We discovered reuse applications for roof shingles.
We recovered mercury from dental fillings and environmental test kit vials.
Here is where we found a new way to coat porous aggregates using latex paint waste to reduce petroleum consumption.
We pioneered a process for Crystal Clean, a parts washer service company that takes the used solvent and uses it as an ingredient in a manufacturing process and reuses every ounce of the spent solvent.
Heritage Environmental Services has always looked to and invested heavily in the future, creating new solutions, innovative approaches, more cost-efficient programs, and better technologies to better preserve the world as our children's heritage. Well, that's our show for today. I trust that seeing what corporations like Eastman Kodak, Procter & Gamble, Heritage Environmental, and Florida Crystals are doing to sustain and nourish our environment has helped you to realize that each one of us is responsible for the continued life and vitality of our planet. Until we meet again on the next Green Magazine TV, I'm Tristan Rogers, encouraging you to think and act green.